We have them all. There's 12 districts. They're all included. They're all gem crisp uncirculated. They're all in the presentation folder, and we've got them event priced at $159.
Isn't that neat? So that's going to be coming up. But again, something we haven't seen in a very long, I've never seen it. All right, now I love anytime you bring us secrets. Oh, this is not secrets. This is our national parks. Sorry, moving on. So let's talk National Park Series,
They just released the National Parks quarters, but not just any National Parks quarters. These are the silver quarters. This is the entire silver quarter set from 2019. All certified perfect, all individually match numbered, all in the red oak presentation box. Like I said, we're not gonna spend a lot of time here. Now look at the limited edition, 864. I debuted it tonight, this morning, 2 a.m. I think. I think we're already 250 gone, 200 gone, something like that. I want to go over the coins in this set. I don't always offer these individually, but these are significant coins in my mind. So the National Parks quarters started in 2011, and the United States government decided to honor every single state with their national park and or national historic area. Not every state has a national park, by the way. And so what they did is they looked at each and every one of these. I'm gonna go ahead and turn, there we go. That's a much better look right there. There we go, thank you. And that is the San Antonio mission. That's the San Antonio missions, of all the missions of San Antonio that you're gonna see there. That would be, you know, the churches, that's the lion, all of the missions that occupied Texas, and particularly San Antonio, South Texas like that for hundreds of years. And done in silver, certified absolutely positively perfect 70. But then you go right next door. I love this one. These are the coins that I love in this. The War in the Pacific, okay? That right there, that's Guam. If you remember that, if you remember your history, Guam was one of the great battles of World War II, and that's where the national park is, the War in the Pacific that you're going to have, and you're going to have that coin in there as well, done in solid silver, first day of issue, individually numbered and certified absolutely perfect proof 70. Then you go to celebrate America's entrepreneurship. This is Lowell, Massachusetts, the Lowell factories as you have right there in Massachusetts. Look at that, very, very important to the establishment of American. The
detail on that's crazy.
The detail on this, because it's done in silver. Anytime they can do silver, you get a better detail because it strikes up better than the manganese brass of the others. So you're going to have that. And then you go down here to Idaho, the river of no return that you're going to have in the wilderness there, the Idaho wilderness. Look at that, absolutely stunningly beautiful coin. But then the last of the War in the Pacific coins that you're going to have right there, and as you can see, that is our American Memorial. That's in the northern Mariana Islands. Isn't that spectacular? With from World War II as well, one of our bases during World War II that you're going to have. That's a native in traditional garb that's right there. This is one of the protectorates of the United States, and that's why this American Memorial is on the Northern Mariana Islands for its participation and importance in World War II in the Pacific Theater. So you have two coins in there that memorialize basically the war, particularly Guam, that you're going to have right up here. Some of the fiercest fighting in the Pacific Theater was on Guam that you're going to have right there, and you can see the War in the Pacific. It was very, very important. This coin certified perfect, it done in absolutely pure silver. You get all 5 coins for $279.95. All comes in the red oak presentation box that you see right here. So you have the entire, I'm just gonna put that right there.
Are there part of the collecting world out there that are really searching for these all silver state?
Sure. Well, because they're the rarest. So if you look at all the national parks quarters, they did Philadelphia mints and they did Denver mints. So everybody wants to collect those. They make the most of those. Then they make the regular proof coin, okay, what you call the clad proof coins. And then the rarest of the rare, for the most discerning of collectors, you have the all silver version. It's not only the intrinsic value of the silver that they contain, but it's also the fact that when they're made in silver, the mintages are significantly less than they are are of the regular issue coins. So this is the rarest of the rarest of the rare. So if you're looking for National Parks quarters, these are the rarest. If you're looking for, like I said, the American Memorial, if you're looking for the War in the Pacific, these are the rarest versions of those because they're done in pure silver.
Gotcha. And again, super limited. I mean, we started out, there's literally 874 for the entire world. It's not just for the US, it's not just for Florida, where we're at. It's literally the whole world. And I just think that's so interesting and exciting. Also, if you've been collecting the National Park Series, this is the latest edition, and they released 5 of them this year then, correct?
Yes.
So there's 5 released. Do they release 5 every year, or does that vary?
5 every year, yeah, until
gotcha.
I think the last year is 6. So
because
it's 56.
It's a 12-year program.
And it's a 56 coin set. It should be an 11-year program, 5 per year, and then the last year is 6. So that makes 11 years.
Okay. All right, so we're going to wrap this up, guys. Now, stick around.